Bam. Hold up. I've been doing neck exercises in order to make my voice deeper. So let's see, with my voice relaxed, how deep voice can go. Take a deep breath with me. What's goody, monkeys? Okay. Anyway, that's too much work. I don't. If you're born with a deep voice, shout out you. Shout out you. Shout out you. So, anywho, yeah, I was listening to Tory Lanez. Bam. Anywho, I have not been on YouTube in an entire week. To be real, I have been slacking off. Yes, I've been slacking off. And by slacking off, I mean like I it's not like I've been doing things like that are bad. I literally just haven't been doing anything. I've just been sitting there doing nothing. So, anyway, we're back on the grind. You feel me? Oh, disregard my back testing and whatnot. So, dying. It's on the daily time. Dying. I didn't realize I back tested this much. Oh my gosh. We need a different chart. Pepperstone. Yes, sir. So, bam. Clear all that. Anywho, we're doing our weekly analysis for gold. Why? Well, last week we didn't trade at all. I redid my twists, by the way. So the back is all nice and everything. My dad did it. Shout out him. But anywho, I went to Chick-fil-A and I spent $30. And I forgot to scan my little like thing to get points. I'm so upset because like on the receipt you can scan if you forgot, but you gotta go to the link. So I go to the link and the link is just not working. It does not let me in. So I'm like, okay, fine. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take it up with Chick-fil-A corporate and I'm gonna get my points. Mark my words, I'm gonna get my points. So anywho, we have not updated. I can't see our calendar in the back right there. Bam. Have not updated that. So we need to update it for this month's goals. At my mom's, I did update it. Or we have a few goals for this month. One, get our 200K funded, 200K payout, and just continue to scale. So, yep. We did get our 10K payout that hit our crypto wallet on Friday. They had our crypto wallet on Friday. Yeah. And then withdrew it Saturday. Now it's on to the bank. Now it's going to our actual account, which is no longer my crypto account. But yeah, anywho. We look here. Dang, you'd already tell I'm like not in the zone right now, so let's lock in. Alright, let's lock in. Bam. So, Forex Factory. We're gonna see what we have for this week. Where we could anticipate price to go, where we could expect price to go, and what basically just planning our week out, our game plan, just like how we usually do. So Monday we do have no news, and due to it being a bank holiday, it is Christopher Columbus Day for New York Stock Exchange, or for New York session. I need to lock in. See, the thing is, and this is a real me, bro. Like, I'm not always locked in. I wish I could be, but I'm not. Dang, why isn't this logging? See, I wish I could be, but I'm not. Like, you're not always gonna be locked in, so you gotta like you have to force yourself to lock in. So even right now, forcing myself to lock in. I'm gonna lock in. Let me like quickly think of what we're going to do, so we can go and do it. Okay, what are we about to go do? Okay, not doing trade recaps, no, but we are doing how price action could, how last week's price action could affect this week's. Going into news, the highest probability days to trade, and where we could potentially see price moving within the week due to us breaking structure to the downside. So we have 4 things we know what we need to do. Now we can lock back in. Remember, always have a plan. If you have a plan, you can execute. It's easy. You just have to know what you need to do. Now we know what we need to do. Dang, that was easy. All right, so we're gonna start with news. Just like how we always do, start with news, and really just get the feel for what's gonna happen this week. So Monday, bank holiday, Christopher Columbus Day. Tuesday, no news day. High probability trading day. Don't want to take a trade that day. Yes, will I? Most likely. If it's not during New York session, it's probably going to be Asian or London session into next New York session, holding through CPI, but not FOMC. So depending on how price action is looking on Monday, especially right now, can help us get an understanding for, okay, whether we should trade that day or not. Just because it's a no news day does not mean you should always trade. Yes, sure, nothing could heavily impact the market to where it could just liquidate you out in 2 seconds. But you still need to be cautious of those days, because even days like that, there could be mixed bias. You may have a conflicting bias. Price may be choppy, whatever the case is, So Tuesday, I do want to take a trade if the bank transfer hits. If the bank transfer does not hit during, even though it's just already on its way, because tomorrow's a bank holiday. If the bank transfer does not hit, New York session of Tuesday, we'll probably end up taking a trade on our 200K account. London session. The strict rule for this is how we're going to get funded. Our first trade must be a win. We will accept nothing else besides a win. We're going to go in, risk 3%. That will be a win. That first initial trade is going to be a win. Once that is a win, do whatever the case with that. If it's, TP, boom, past phase 1, or not, and just almost past phase 1, we'll adjust accordingly on what we need to do. But anywho, how our schedule is going to be for our challenge is waiting, patiently waiting for A plus setup. We will take nothing else besides A plus setup. That's our only standard. A plus setup, nothing more, nothing less. I don't really know how to say it. Anywho, A plus setup. And even if Tuesday does not provide an A plus setup, we're not trading that day. It's fine. So Tuesday, no news. Wednesday, CPI and FOMC. Thursday, CPI and unemployment claims. And then Friday, prelim UOM. So the highest probability days for this week to actually trade would be Tuesday. I would say Wednesday after New York session, because determining how, even we could look back at last week's CPI, but determining how this week's CPI opens help give us an understanding for how this CPI will open. Most likely bearish due to us being in a downtrend recession. But yeah, anywho, that's news. So we have our higher probability trading days, Tuesday and Wednesday. But primarily, if you were to trade, I would recommend London session. If you want, we could take a quick look at London session with Euro and GBP pairs. See what's going on there. GDP on Wednesday at 11 p.m. So that's something maybe if you guys are trading London session would want to be aware of. And apart from that, really, I don't know what Governor Bailey speaks. Apart from those two, I would say there is a lot higher probability trading London compared to New York this week. So we are going to take a look at London, execute our trades based off whatever we need to execute off of. And yeah, so that's news out the way. Now, to the charts. I need to put my hair back in my face. Now, let's go on weekly. Weekly. Oh my gosh, guys, do you see that? It bounced off support. What does that mean? We buy once it hits support. And sell once it hits resistance for 1 to 93. You guys guys aren't doing it like me. That's okay. Just because you don't hit those, you don't need to get mad and triggered, you know. Support and resistance is the way. Anywho. This hair is so annoying. I love this hair, but I can't stand it when I'm just trying to do regular things. You know, let me put this here. I'm gonna plug my Mac. It's just gonna die, but whatever. Okie dokie. Ouch. Okay. Ready? You ready to learn? Ow, my balls. Sorry. I don't even have muscle right now. I'm not even pumped. Anywho, let's get into it. Did I just say ow, my ball? Anyway. So. Actually. Wow, everything had a gap up. Is there one thing that did not have a gap up? That would be, is there one? Is there not one chart without a gap up? What the? How do we get a DXY? I've been recording for 11 minutes. We haven't even gotten to this. Okay, let's get to this. So, let's see what happened last week. Because last week we had a very, 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 very bearish week. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So prior to that we had 5 days. So 2 weeks ago we had 5 days where we were just dropping. And this week we had 1, 2, 3, or sorry, 1, 2, 2 bearish candles to the downside. Until now, you see we are starting to retrace. Why could this be? Let's find out. So anyway, broke weekly structure previously. Well, broke weekly structure previously. Pushing to the downside, price fell. I wanted to see price tap into this order block right here, and it didn't. Surprisingly. I would have had more of an understanding and more confluence for buys if we would have tapped into this order block. But very interestingly, we didn't. And even when I checked on other brokers, we didn't at all. So that's something that's just very, very interesting. If I open MetaTrader, let's see what's going on. If I open MetaTrader, oh, you guys don't know. This is one of our so it was one of our older challenges, and and they basically gave us an alert that we'll fail it if we don't place a trade. We're not trending it anymore. It's an old 100K challenge. We're in so much drawdown, and I was like, okay, let me take a trade on Bitcoin. So let's see how this trade's doing. Dang, our trade entry was there? We're down that much? Oh, nah, that's crazy. We should have placed a sell. But anywho, what I actually wanted to check was gold. And I'm not closing this trade. I'm sorry if I flashbanged all of you. But I can't check the low for this. Oh my gosh. Let's go to weekly. We didn't. That's so interesting to me. We got so close. Oh my gosh, I need to close. This is blinding me. We got so close to tapping into that order block, but didn't. And price started pushing back upwards. Very, very interesting. We're literally like less than $1 away, I think. Fine, $2 away. So I'm saying a whole bunch of nothing right now, and I gotta rewatch this video, so I might as well get to the point. Um, I'm gonna like stop the video, go back, and like really lock in because I feel like I'm not locked in. I'm joking, we don't edit here, but in all seriousness, we do have this huge weekly imbalance that we do need to fill before continuing back to the downside. Obviously, if someone wants to use basic common sense, we have to go up before we can go back down again. As much as I would like to say, oh, we're gonna go back down, weekly holds time frames, and if we reject it like this on weekly, we're 100% at least gonna make a slight move back to the upside. I'm looking at this candle right now, before actually making a move back down. So this week I can see us being slightly bullish, if not bullish, and then going into the week after that bearish, continuing back to the downside due to us breaking weekly structure, possibly actually tapping into this order block, filling orders. But anywho, right now we are in this daily imbalance. Price opened, market opened very bullish, very bullish during Asian session. Do I think we could push higher? It really depends. That depends on what market wants to do. Possibly we could push back up into this order block. I would want to see the percentage gain actually. That would probably take around a day or two to get to that point where we can somewhat retrace into here. So right now we have an if, and I love having if biases because it helps us have an understanding of, okay, if price does this and this or whatever, it helps us to adapt to the market. If we continue seeing price push to the upside, we can of course play that move due to it being weekly, but also once it retraces into this order block, play the saw back down. Or if we just continue back down, continue to play the saw back down. It's that easy. So for Monday, I do not have a strict bias. Sunday, with how we opened up, I'm still trying to understand and see what price wants to do. We are in a daily for value gap right now, filling more orders back to the downside. So we will really just see. Asian open bullish, very bullish, and I want to see us continue this drop to the downside, not before we retrace back to the upside though and make the drop. So like I said, for the week, I am not fully sure yet. On my own time, I'm probably going to go in to the charts, get an understanding, turn on my PC, and really sit there just fully locked in and get it going so I can have an understanding. Because I want to make sure that we are locked in, because right now I feel like we're not. I need to adjust everything that's on this calendar. And for the month, for our goals and everything we want to achieve. So then we can actually really get into the groove of things. But for now, don't have a strict bias, aka I basically sat here, wasted 18 minutes of your time doing absolutely nothing, being clueless. But this really what happens. This part of life, like, you're not always going to be locked in. Sometimes you really got to force yourself to lock in. And once I'm off this call, once I'm off the video, I really got to force myself to lock in, because this week is our week. So yep, that's really it. For me and my part, yeah, apart from that, love you guys. I would get locked in. I gotta eat more food because I'm bulking, and yeah, continue to focus up. So I love you all. I love you all. I wish you all a amazing trading week. I'm calling it right now. The winning days are gonna be Tuesday. 100%. Most likely we'll only take one trade this week. Yes, our win rate goal for this week is 50%. So we're going to keep in that 50% range mark, or even 100% if we only take one trade. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. Recap every single trade, every win, every loss. First trade is going to be a win. So yeah, anywho, love you guys. Lock in. Stay focused, unlike how I am. And make sure you never lose aspiration to focus on your goals. Love you guys, and adios. Peace.